come get ready for a convention with me. Small Press Expo is coming up September 9th and 10th, and it's my favorite show of the year. If I ever feel down about my cartooning, my drawing, or how my career is progressing or whatever I'm doing, Small Press Expo is kind of a great kick in the ass. A lot of indie creators are there showing off all their stuff and getting in there and seeing other people do the similar things that you're doing. It's a great motivator for me, at least. I'm a little rusty going to conventions. I didn't do anything during shutdown. Last year, 2022, was the first convention I had gone to since shutdown, and it was Small Press Expo. I'm so thankful that they had me back. But even when I was going on conventions on the regular, I didn't really plan my setup. I would just kind of put all my stuff in a box, go to the place, get the lay of the land, set it up, reassess, reassemble stuff, reconfigure, and wing it. I'm filming this as sort of a self-accountability kind of thing. Like if I document the process, maybe that'll force me to actually come up with a process. So first things first, I need a list of merch that I plan to bring. Oh, along with con prep, I'm also going to try to make a zine that will debut at the show. One of my very favorite things about going to conventions is sharing meals with friends and going to places that I don't have in my area to experience something of like local culture. And it always helps to have someone local as your guide to the culinary wonders of wherever the convention happens to be. I love food. I love putting food in my face, and I'm pretty good at it. And I know a lot of the restaurants in the area, so I wanted to put together a zine that's sort of a guide of places that are fun to experience. If you've been to the North Bethesda Marriott, where Small Press Expo takes place, you know that Pike & Rose is right across the street. Pike & Rose is an outdoor mall that has a lot of restaurants, but it's a little bougie, and if you're an indie comic creator, chances are you want to kind of save your money. I'm not saying that there isn't tasty food at Pike & Rose, I'm just saying it's a little pricey. And if you don't have friends who are local, you might not know that there are other places within walking distance that are a little bit more affordable, or that if you go up the Pike a little ways, you can find a lot more places that are really affordable. So I wanted to put together a guide of fun places to eat, places that you might not necessarily expect, and bring that to the show. Last year, when I actually had this idea last year, and I thought it would be fun to put together like a map, but clearly time got away from me and I wasn't able to put that together. But I figure I could assemble a smallish zine that I could have at the show in a couple of days. So this year I want to see if there's a market for that at the show, and then maybe next year expand it and try to do the map concept that I had before. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can even assemble it. All right, I wrote my list. Now to do a little bit of inventory, see what stuff I actually have, because I'm not sure where I put everything. Usually when I get back from a convention, I put everything in the basement and it stays in the basement until the next convention. Let's see what I actually have and if I need to get anything else display wise or anything like that. So basement time, spoopy. All right, there are the boxes. This looks promising. Boxes are still here. Don't know what's in them, so I'm gonna unstack them and open up and we'll see what I've got. I got this wooden display thing. This is great to stand your books up so that people can see them without having to like flip through them. I have a handful of screen prints. I have to find sleeves for these so I don't just hand naked prints to people. Maybe I'll find some plastic bag somewhere. This bag has a bunch of zines that I've already made. My first year of Toku Timber entries, I collected them in a zine. I'm not so concerned with putting more books in here because I have boxes and boxes of them, and I'm probably gonna cut the price this year because I have stacks of these. This is my self-published webcomic before I did School for Extraterrestrial Girls Volume 1, 2, and 3 is on the bottom. I have many more, so I'm not worried about that inventory-wise. I have another small book here. It's called the 47 Ronin, based on the legend of the 47 Ronin. Samurai were the dude bros of their era, so I have a few of these still left. This will be probably the display one because it's all bent and gross. Sleeve of business cards. I think I might redo this and make like a QR code or something like that. And then I got more display stuff in here. These are homemade stands that I made out of cardboard, just in case I need to prop up my books a little bit more. These are book plates for our book, so me and Jeremy can sign them. And then you can stick them on the inside of your book, wherever you want. They're a little small, but I do like the design, so I think we'll stick with that. Dry erase board for like if I do a sale during the middle of the convention. Now I just gotta figure out where I put all my pins. I found the pins just when the air conditioner turned on, so I apologize if it's a little loud, but here we go. A dumpling. Steamy says, "Eat me." And then the really cute one, here's a desert rain frog. This is a 3-pin set, actually. So it's the warrior cry, "I'm a king," or "I'm a queen, I will murder you." I really like this design. I have these Winnie the Pooh ones that don't do very well, but they're funny. Honey Bear. Pooh eating Christopher Robin's head. Cause it's a bear. Found the other box. So this is the other pin design that I really like, but I don't know, we'll see. Murder hugs, sloth, murder hugs. Slow but deadly. I think I'm ready. Mostly. They come at night, mostly. Turns out I have most of my stuff ready display-wise. That's helpful, which leaves me more time to work on the zine, which is nice. So let me show you what I got so far. I'm splitting the guide into 2 parts. Places that are walkable and places that you need to drive. And I've done all the walkable parts. So I've got my little Google Doc and got a little bit of an intro, listed some of the spots already. This is the drivable section that I'm working on. And basically I have a map of the area. The hotel is the Bethesda North Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. Pike and Rose is this area here, all this good stuff. Then I just kind of go up and look for places that I've been to that are pretty good, like the original Pancake House. That's a good spot. And then I go up the Pike. And so what I've been doing is grabbing the address off of the link and then pasting it in to my doc, and then writing a little blurb about all the places that I've actually been to. I'm leaving out stuff like Taco Bell or McDonald's or Five Guys because everybody has those places. Maybe when we do the map version, I'll include like everything, but for now I just kind of want to focus on places that are unique to this area. I don't know where the Silver Diner fits in with that. I don't know if that's a Maryland thing or not. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, so I'm making more progress than I thought I would. Next, after I get my list done, is to stick it into an InDesign template, see where they're good places to put illustrations or photos or anything like that, figure out how many pages, and then figure out where I want to print it. It's probably going to have to be at Staples or Kinko's. That should show you how long it has been since I've made a zine. I don't even think Kinko's exists anymore, but we have FedEx. So either FedEx or Staples. We shall see. I have been recording these with a directional mic, which is fine if the mic is pointed towards you, but when I turn the camera around, the mic is pointed this way, so it's pointing in the wrong direction, so some of the audio might be a little foofy. I'm gonna try to fix it in post, but you know, we'll see. I'm using my lavs now, so when I turn the camera away, the audio quality should not degrade as much. Anyway, I finished compiling my content for the zine. I've got 7 Google Doc pages. I don't know what that'll translate to when I stick it into InDesign. It's been a while since I've used InDesign, so we'll see how that goes, but that's my next step. Side note, did you know that Rockville has 3 Asian food halls? We have The Block, which is at Pike and Rose, which is pretty close to Small Press Expo. Then we have Pike Kitchen, which is further up the Pike. That's my favorite place. And then we have The Spot, which is across the street from Rockville Town Square. 3 Asian food halls, and they're all kicking it. They're all doing well. They're all putting tasty food into your face. Amazing. So I'm gonna set up my InDesign document, copy and paste this stuff in there, and then, I don't know, figure out something with graphics and things. I'm not sure. We'll see. And here we go. InDesign worked out. I haven't forgotten as much as I thought I did. So this is the basic layout. I think I'm gonna need maybe like 10 or 12 illustrations, like a little bit of thingy here. These title pages could use like an illustration there or something. And then a front and back cover. I don't know if I want to do an outro, like thank you for picking up my zine. But yeah, that's what it looks like in InDesign. So I guess now all I need to do is figure out how to print it and what to do for all of these illustrations. I might not do anything on the inside cover here, but I might just, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Get out of there, Tinky. InDesign has this great function where you just say print a booklet and it will figure out what pages need to go on what side so that you can print your pages double-sided and it'll fold neatly into a saddle stitched zine. So this is the cover. I'll probably do this in a cardstock, and then, you know, we've got our inside cover. The page numbers are a little bit off. This has page 3, 18, 4, and 17, so that when you fold it, it'll all work out. I don't have a stapler that goes all the way to the center yet. I either have to source that or figure something out. I used to have one. Did I used to have one, or did I make that up? I think I made that up. All right, well anyway, I'm gonna fold this and see how it looks. There you go. It all works, which is always a nice surprise. This breaks down into, let's see, 4 pieces of paper for the interior, and then whatever cardstock for the cover. So I got to figure that out. But 4-page zine, so I can't math. What is that? 16 pages of actual content plus the front and back cover. Yeah. I think that's doable. I left spaces for illustrations so I can plan what I want to do, and then I'll probably draw them in Clip Studio or something so I can place them easier. And then print it out again, and then go to someplace and then just run copies off of their copy machine. This is a lot more efficient than I thought it was gonna be. Famous last words. All right. My printer is double-sided in that you print one side, you pick it up, you flip it over, and then dun, 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 you print the next side. Fortunately, the zine isn't too big, so this isn't going to be too much of a pain in the ass. But if I had more pages, I would probably have to go to a real printer. Weird. There's some smudging. I don't know where that is from. Might have to go to a real printer. Anyway, let's see how the rest of this goes. These are my print masters. I figured out what was going on with the printer. There's a black and white setting. So it's a color printer. If you print in color, it'll try to interpret this detail as brown or some kind of weird mixture. So that's why it was looking weird. So turn it on black and white, you're good to go. The spreads look all right. I'm a little worried about the thickness of the paper when it comes to an industrial copy machine at Staples, but it's good for a zine. There are a handful of copy edits that I've found as I was just looking at them getting printed off. I don't know if I should fix those or if I should just leave it, because it's a indie zine, kind of low budget. You know, it's going to be printed on copy paper, not high and glossy, so I don't think anyone's expecting proper copy edits. I don't know. Done is better than perfect, and I don't have enough time to polish this thing. So I think I'm recording this on Tuesday. I think I want to spend Wednesday getting copies of the interior done. I still have to design the cover, which should be pretty easy. Somehow my convention prep vlog turned into a zine making vlog, but you know, that's okay. The one thing I have to figure out with the cover is the back matter. I usually put a URL there, and when I was working on my webcomic on the regular, that's the URL I would put. But since I'm not doing that anymore regularly, I need to have a different place to put my stuff. I have a card site, jamienoguchi.card.something, that has all of my stuff. Maybe I'll just transfer that to jamienoguchi.com and then use that as my main site, which will just be like a single page with examples of stuff. Somehow making a zine has now turned into me figuring out what to do with my website to actually make a website. This is getting a lot more complicated. I only have a couple more days left until the convention. What's going on? Now to do that 74 more times. Two bits of tech I have to try to remember to bring with me to the show. So I use Square to do all my digital transactions, and this phone case has my Square reader built into it so I don't forget. Like, I don't have to hunt around for it. It just sticks right in here. Phone goes in here, powered on in here, easy to pair. I don't have to worry about where it is. It's on my pocket, it's on my person, good to go. I'm so glad that they make this thing for my phone. Even though I have an old ass phone, this still works. So, lifesaver. This is a Tether Tools power bank, just in case I need to charge the reader or my phone. I've got 2 USB ports, good to go. Photographers use this stuff all the time, and I figure they know what they're doing, so I might as well copy from them. Also, if I remember to take footage at the show, I'm gonna need to charge this guy because the Sony batteries of the ZV-1 do not last long at all. And instead of carrying around a crap ton of batteries, I could just plug this sucker in. Good to go. And we're done. I've made zines before, but none of them were quite as complicated as this. So it was an interesting challenge to see if I could even get this ready before the show this weekend. I've been a little concerned with the speed that I work in terms of making comics. I'm a bit slow Book 2 took way longer than I wanted it to, and I just felt like I could have done better, I could have drawn faster, I don't know. But I didn't know if I actually had the ability to make anything quickly. And this little 20-page zine was a good way to prove to myself that yes, you can work faster. So if you're coming to Small Press Expo this weekend, I will be at K11 or K12. I'll be in the K section, either 11 or 12. And I will have my new zine. I have to figure out what I'm gonna price it at. Actually, if you come by the table and you mention that you saw this on Drawjam, I'll just give you a copy. If you're an inspiring comic creator, or if you just love comics in general, I highly encourage you to get out to Small Press Expo. The energy is great. There are a lot of people doing awesome things with the medium, making comics, covering things that you just wouldn't expect. Sometimes with delivery methods which are completely unique. I saw this one person who had these intricate folded books where each page opens up into like a new direction, and it was this huge presentation, and they were absolutely gorgeous. Handmade. I have no idea how long it took that person to make them, but they were friggin' fantastic. And that's the kind of thing that you'll see at SPX. The show is always inspiring. It helps me refuel my batteries, and it makes me excited to make stuff. So I'll see you there. Bye.